If you're buying a house on acreage in Rockwall or Hunt County and you haven't heard about these 5 things, you are at risk of a very expensive surprise after closing. These 5 mistakes can cost buyers tens of thousands of dollars or could even cost the entire deal. Today we're talking about the 5 mistakes that could cost buyers thousands of dollars when buying property with land. I'm Kenneth Hall, your local Dallas-Fort Worth residential friendly realtor, and if you are looking for a home in the Dallas area with more land and less houses around, I can help you with that. Be sure to call me. I specialize in acreage properties in Rockwall, Royce City, Heath, Fate, Forney, Greenville, Commerce, and across East DFW. Before real estate, I ran a construction company for 20 years. That means I bring a different set of eyes to every property. I'm looking at the land, the drainage, the soil, the utility access, and the long-term implications of what I'm standing on. These 5 mistakes are not theoretical. Every single one of them can happen to a real buyer in this market. Some of them are fixable, some of them are not. Let's start with the one that surprises people the most. Drainage is number 1 on my list because it is usually the most expensive problem to fix and the easiest one to miss on a showing day. Most buyers walk a lot and see the land. I walk a lot and immediately start reading it. Where is it graded? Where does the water go when it rains? Is there a natural drainage channel running through here? Are there low spots that are going to sit wet for 3 days after a storm? I once had a client in my construction business that called me because they were having bad drainage issues and wanted to see if we could install a French drain system right in their backyard. Now, here's the crazy part. They lived in front of a drainage ditch, like right behind it was the drainage ditch. You would have thought the property would have drained into this ditch, but it did not. The lesson is this: always walk the lot in or after a rain if you can. And if you can't, bring someone who knows what grade and slope look like from experience. Septic is mistake number 2, and it's the one that I see trip up buyers constantly, especially buyers coming from urban or suburban backgrounds who have never lived on a septic system before. Here's what most people don't realize. A septic system isn't just a tank in the ground, it's a system, a tank, drain field, soil absorption, and every part of that system has a lifespan and a capacity. If you're buying a property with a 20-year-old system that has never been inspected, you could be inheriting a replacement in the next 5 years. Okay, story time. I had a client that was interested in a house with 14 acres, and obviously it was on a septic system. The pipes were emptying gray water right into the topsoil, which is a huge no-no here in Texas. We found this out through an inspection, and luckily we were still in option period time. If the seller still wanted to go through with the purchase, then they needed to fix the problem. They agreed. The repair cost the seller thousands of dollars, but saved the deal and saved my buyer clients thousands of dollars. Always get the septic inspected, always ask about its history, and always tell me what you're planning to build, because I'm gonna find out if the existing infrastructure supports it. In Rockwall and Hunt County, there are acreage communities that look completely rural, but that have HOAs with very specific restrictions on what you can do and what you cannot do with the land. No chickens, no outbuildings over a certain square footage, no parking your RV, no certain types of fencing, and the list can go on. Before you get attached to the property, have your agent pull those HOA documents just to be safe. Utility connection costs are mistake number 4, and they catch buyers who are focused on the land price without thinking about what it takes to make the land livable. Now, you might also be buying land that has a house on it, it's already developed, but you're wanting to build a shop on it. Well, imagine if I was wanting to build a shop right here where I am, and the house is back there behind me about 100 to 200 yards. Well, there's gonna be a cost that's associated with running the utilities from the house all the way to the shop. So we've got to factor that in before you put an offer on the property. You might want to factor that cost into your budget to make sure you have the correct number of your all-in money so that you can see if that project on this property is doable or not. So before you fall in love with the property, we need to know what the cost is to put an infrastructure on it. That affects your actual all-in number, and it affects whether the project makes financial sense. And the last one is what most buyers don't even think about until it's too late. The last mistake is thinking about what what you're buying today without thinking about what the land could become. East DFW is one of the fastest growing corridors in the country right now. I've watched areas that were completely rural 5 years ago turn into active subdivisions. That's not inherently bad, but if you bought for privacy and your neighboring pasture just got rezoned for a 200 home development, your lifestyle just changed. Before you close on an acreage property, look at the ETJ boundaries. That's the extraterritorial jurisdiction. It tells you what your cities plan to expand. Look at the county's master plan. Look at what's currently zoned on surrounding parcels. None of this is a guarantee, but it can give you a much better picture of what you're actually buying. Buy for what it is today, but know what it could become, and make sure you can live with both scenarios. So those are the 5 mistakes that can cost you real money in Rockwall and Hunt County: drainage and grading, septic miscalculations, HOA restrictions, utility connection, and future development impact. None of these are reasons to not buy acreage properties. They're reasons to buy it with your eyes open. And that's what I do for my buyers. I walk every property the way a builder would, not the way a salesperson would. If you want a land buyer's due diligence checklist that covers all 5 of these areas and more, every question to ask, every item to verify before you make an offer on acreage in East DFW, it's completely free. Click on the link in the description. I'm Kenneth Hall, your local Dallas-Fort Worth residential friendly realtor. If you're looking for a home in the Dallas area with more land and less houses around, I can help you with that. Be sure to call me. If you missed my video about Heath versus Fate, be sure to watch it right here.